get the name Auntie.
That's how you got the name.
That's true.
When they proposed the name Ritch Auntie, I'm going to tell you, I was like, I ain't nobody fucking auntie. I got my nieces and nephews, but I don't want to be nobody auntie. But at the end of the day, if you think about the younger women that surround you, that you've mentored.
I believe that. Through God, I really believe that.
Welcome back to the Ritch Auntie Podcast. Got my girl Tiffany here again this week with me. Say hey, Tiff.
What's up, y'all?
Thank you all. We're happy and excited to be here. We are still celebrating National Women's Month. A lot of good things going on in the world, just with women, equality, gender, diversity, inclusion, all kinds of good stuff going on in the world today. So let's start though, Tiffany. Let's start with our auntie's house. So with auntie's house, anything and everything goes. You could talk about any subject, anything that you've heard through Instagram this week or social media, on the news platforms, whatever you've heard. So let's get into auntie's house. What are we going to talk about today?
I guess we want to start off nicely before we get into the ratchet
ratchet.
stuff.
We're going to go ratchet today.
We might have to go there today. We had some things happen over the weekend that we might want to touch on.
Okay, well, let's do that then. Let's do that. So let's start then. I'm going to let you introduce at auntie's house. What's the first thing we're going to talk about?
First thing we're going to talk about is our old president, Trump. I'm talking about that fool.
That clown right there.
That fool right there.
So how do you feel about Trump running for 2024? Because they said that he's putting in the bid to run. I don't know how it goes, but...
Well, to me, he's really not that much different from a lot of our past presidents, except for the fact that he put his stuff out there. So you know who you getting, you know what you work with, who you getting. He ain't hiding that he got these little crazy views. He ain't hiding that he don't see himself as a normal businessman to feel like he need to pay taxes. He ain't hiding none of that. Now, he ain't paying for it either.
Right.
Because they ain't bringing him up on charges like they would have did, a regular guy or anybody else, really.
Right, they would have been on charges in jail, serving some time.
Espionage.
So how you feel about that? Would you vote for him just because people said when he originally ran that they voted for him because they felt like he was the truth. Like, he's not going to lie. He's going to keep everything 100. He wasn't hiding anything. Would you rather have a president that would hide how they really feel, or would you vote for Trump just because he's transparent and he's going to tell you what it is?
To me, it really depends on who his opponent is, because at the time when he ran, a few years ago or whatever, his opponent, who was Hillary Clinton or whatever, and it's just my opinion, she had too much in her closet that she wasn't willing to disclose and wasn't willing to be honest about. And you can't trust a politician anyway, but especially when they're constantly throwing stones and hiding their hands. So that's why between her and Trump seemed like the lesser of two evils.
I got you.
So
that
now
makes sense. A lot of people said that too.
Yeah. So now that he's trying to run again with all of this stuff in his corner, as far as the espionage with Russia and all that, I don't think he should be able to be qualified to run this country again. Like, you had your 4 years, you did what you did in your 4 years, even though he didn't do a great job.
Right.
To me, he does not deserve to be a president of this country again. We put up with you for 4 years.
Yeah, like, what makes you think you
can
come back?
Go ahead and do your time for, and answer to the stuff you got going on in the legal system right now. To me, it's definitely not a good look for us to elect him as president again, with all of this stuff that's looming over him and the possibility of him being, working with Russia. Like, that's espionage. Anybody else would have been, in jail by now while they investigate it. But instead, he out and about and doing what he wants to while they still investigating whether what he was doing could be considered espionage. So, and that's a really big crime in
people
this
go
country.
to jail for that for a long time.
Yeah, so
that's a good point. And they're talking about he might be potentially indicted for the Stormy Daniels payoff.
Right.
So that's coming up. So how do you feel about that? Because it's Women's Month.
Right.
And this woman was paid off to basically keep her mouth shut, is what they're saying.
Right.
And potentially he might be indicted. Do you think it's going to cause, like, if he gets indicted, do you think it's going to cause an uproar like it did in the Capitol?
No, I don't think it'd cause an uproar with something like that, because something like that it's not infringing on anybody but women's rights, and people don't fight for us like that.
Dang, I didn't even think about it like that, but you're so right.
They don't fight for us like that.
No.
Now, if it had something to do with him doing something to kids or doing something to cause any type of specific group other than just being a woman to be offended,
they might get offended.
We might have had some type of uproar. But with women,
that's a good point. Yeah,
they don't protect women like that.
Yeah,
like as brown and black women, we know we don't get those type of protections anyway.
Right.
But even a white woman ain't gonna get that type of protection from other Caucasians when it's somebody like him, because they get pats on the back for doing stuff like that. The good old boys.
The good old boys.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that, but that's so right. You're right about that now.
But that's just my view. That's just how I see it when it comes to him.
I mean, they say he gonna run, so we gonna see, and it's gonna be people voting. You can believe that.
Yeah, it's gonna definitely be. It's always gonna be somebody voting for him. He got a following. He definitely has that. If you got the type of people that will run up on the Capitol for you.
And you got to follow
time. Right, and they serving
These
time.
These people are serving time right now.
Some of them.
That's what I want y'all to realize. They are serving time behind his shenanigans.
And his instigation of telling them, take your country back.
Go out there, take your country back. Right. People were following.
So for him to run, okay, you might run, but there's no way he should be put into office again with so many legal issues looming over him. To me, it's just not right.
The only thing is that he got all them legal issues, but there's nothing happening to him.
Right, but they in the process. And then at some point, he has to be disqualified because you don't even pay taxes, sir.
Yeah, that's true.
And that part is being,
Trump, I ain't have to pay no daggone taxes.
Yeah, so at some point, he ain't going to qualify to be in office like that again. He got too much looming. There's no way he going to be found innocent on all of this stuff that's piling up against him.
I don't know. We're going to wait that one out.
To stick. Something going to have to
wait that one out, Tiff. Because really, at the end of the day, the man get away with everything. Only thing he ain't gotten away with is murder, y'all.
And who knows what he really got?
Ain't nobody really know. Did he kill somebody or not? We don't know that yet because
or have somebody to kill somebody.
Exactly.
He got enough money not to be caught.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with you. Yeah. So that's Donald Trump in the news. So this week I was watching IG, of course, social media, and Black Chyna was on there talking about, follow her journey as she begins to take out her, I guess she got silicone in her booty. Silicone, but she got silicone in her face too, is what they were saying.
Yeah, she had injections in her face. She had injections in her butt.
But are they silicone injections or are they
she had implants?
The fillers?
No, she had fillers in her face because all they had to really do is shoot something in it to dissolve the fillers, and they said she was going to see the results within 3 days.
Wow.
So that was a lot easier than what she had to do with the surgery with her augmentation to her butt, because it wasn't just silicone in her butt. I think it was something else because she said they ended up having to do another surgery, so they had to do more than one surgery for what she had pulled out of her butt. But it's just interesting to me how her and Alexis Scott are coming of age to the point where they are maturing as women and feeling like it shouldn't take me all of this to be
valued as a woman,
and to be valued by a certain type of man. Right. And I mean, I commend them on doing it publicly because to me, it's something that younger girls need to see. Yeah. Like at some point, you're gonna rethink this decision you making, and you might not be in a position to be able to go backwards and take it all out
because they got money. At the end of the day, ladies, these girls got money. They can afford to get the medical care that they need. Mm-hmm. But if you in here doing these backdoor silicone injections to your buttocks, to your breasts, like at the end of the day, there's going to be some problems with that, whether it be cancer. Some women are coming, they're having scleroderma, lupus, like all these things that are coming out because or being, I guess they're starting to realize that it could be because of these procedures that they've had done. But the end of the day, like you just said, you're attracting a certain kind of man.
But
all
at the
men
same
like big
time,
booties, though.
but
It's something.
But it's okay.
Tiffany.
But it's okay because at the same time, even though you're trying to attract a certain kind of man, having all of that done to you is not going to keep that man.
No, it's not.
I mean, it's a good
up here.
time.
You gotta have a good heart.
Right.
You gotta have good qualities.
Right.
Your
'Cause
body
it's a
at the
good
end of the day.
time. Right. It's still dispensable, really,
Yeah.
because it's gonna always be somebody with a bigger ass. It's gonna always be somebody with nicer boobs than you.
Yeah.
It's gonna always. It's something that's insatiable.
Yeah.
You'll never get to a point where you're completely satisfied, because even the ones that constantly doing it, they don't stop.
Right.
So it's like, why take your body through all of that for the acceptance of somebody who might not even be there longer than a month or longer than a couple years?
Right. And they just with you because you got a big booty. Who
Right.
want to be with somebody? I mean,
'Cause
what
it get
woman would want a
old.
man just with you because you got a big booty? What else do
Right.
you got to offer,
Right. It
ladies?
gets
At the end of the
old.
day, like that stuff get old. Looks fade.
Right.
Your
It's
body fade. So what do you have at the end of the day? Your heart and
you
your
bring
mind,
into
and
the
what you bring
table.
into the table.
Because to me, and what's even sadder to me is like the way that this generation is distracted by everything that's in social media. It makes them feel
Right.
less than to have their natural bodies and be able to work with what you got. Like in my generation, even in your generation, we grew up working with what we got. Like
Yeah.
if I want to do my hair a certain kind of way, I'm going to figure out a way to get it a certain kind of way, but I'm not going to go to an extreme where I'm making unreversible, technically, not really unreversible, but changes that are almost permanent.
Yeah.
And then a lot of younger girls don't realize you are going to get to a point in life where you're going to get grown woman weight.
Yeah.
So if
You just
not,
said it right there. You
Right.
19, 20, 21,
Right. You
22.
have not gotten to the point
You
where
haven't
you
had
have
a baby
filled out
yet. Right. You ain't had no
But
ladies.
even the ones that don't
you ain't
have
had no
babies,
kids.
you still feel out different when you get to a certain
Yeah, because
age.
your
whether
hormones
you
and
have-
stuff slow
Right.
down. Metabolism slows down,
so making
ladies.
these
all
type
this
of
stuff.
changes
Yeah.
to your body, you still ain't considered the fact that your hips are gonna spread by the time you're 25.
Right. Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
adding hips, like, or do you realize how bad that's gonna look when your hips naturally spread with what you added?
already
that's not
added.
natural?
That's not natural.
So
Absolutely.
then you got a problem all over again, because now you got to go figure
Now you
out how
gotta
to make
go.
this shit
Is that
look real.
liposuction? How that shit gonna look real?
I don't know. You have to transfer some things in places. You have to move some more
How's
things.
it gonna make it
So that's
look
what I'm
real,
saying. A
though?
lot of girls don't realize that you're going to get to an age where, let your body do what it's going to do. Get to,
And then you
like,
know, you think about in my era, women would get tummy tucks, breasts done, things done because they've had children.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Not because their body, not because you just want a big booty. It was
Right.
like you, after you've had some kids, your body transformed. You want to snatch it back to its original state that you had it,
Right.
before you started having kids. These girls out here, 2021, girl, you ain't even
out here doing all kind of surgeries.
your
and you
hormones ain't even fluctuated
Right.
yet. Like you're gonna have to deal with a lot. It could be back pain. You getting breasts. I've had women say they've had their breasts done and had to go back and
Get
get
them
their breasts
reduced.
removed because their back started hurting. Depends on your frame of your body, like you said, especially if you haven't transitioned into womanhood yet. Because I always say you got to pass puberty at 20. Do you pass puberty at 20?
For a
21?
woman, I think
know.
women. I think we get to a point where we've reached our height of our hormones and puberty around 25. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
It might be men 25, girls 21, but I just know at 19, 21, you are not
Baby.
ready to make those type of changes to
No.
your body, because it's a lot to go on. Because I can tell you now, I don't look anything like I look
Back
in
then.
my 20s.
Oh,
in
I
my
know.
20s,
I was 18
everything
pregnant
was-
weighing, I think I weighed about 100 pounds soaking wet. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can't even imagine going through some type of surgery like that. I probably wouldn't have no fat to transfer anyway, because I don't
Right.
even think I weighed 100 pounds. I swear I didn't weigh about 100 pounds. That's
Right.
crazy. So you just think about that.
And then
these
like
women.
when you first start getting that weight, you ain't gonna feel like you need nothing, because everything gonna sit up right like
Right,
it's supposed to. You're gonna have that nice
Absolutely.
youth perky, the perky. Everything's
Yeah.
gonna be perky anyway. So get to that point
And
see
then
where
decide,
you at, and then
yeah.
decide. But
Go
at
to
least
the
let
gym.
your body.
Why people don't want
Right.
to work out after You see all these women that have transformed their bodies just by working out. Give yourself a year. And if in a year, young ladies, if you don't see no results in a year, now I can see you trying to, alter a little bit what you don't have. Because we all can't be naturally shaped like Tiffany.
Snatched by Jesus.
Yeah, right.
But I work hard for mine, though. I work hard.
I know, you be in the gym.
A lot of it I did inherit because my mom and my aunts, we all have a nice curvy shapes, but a lot of it I did have to get in the gym and just work out because I have a picture of what I want to look like in my head. Yeah. So I work on that. But to me, to take a shortcut and go on a knife, I feel like that's discrediting myself. That's telling myself I can't do this. Right. I need somebody to do this for me. And then I'm going to sit here and still feel some type of insecurities because I didn't work for it.
Right.
To me, when you work for
you
that
appreciate
look that
it more, baby.
You're gonna appreciate it more. Yes, and you're gonna have a confidence that can't be shaken by just anybody because I work for this. You can't take this from me. Like
I agree, Tiffany.
This is all
for sure.
mine.
That's where anything, body, working out your body. That's your education. That's where anything that you do, ladies. When
you work hard
for it, you're gonna appreciate it even more because you've worked so hard. I know I've seen there was a girl on Instagram that she wanted to get the surgery and they wouldn't do it because I think her BMI was too high and they told her that they wouldn't do it for her. So she got into the gym and in 6 months to a year transformed her whole body. She ain't even have to go back to get the surgery after that.
Because she could do it herself.
Like y'all women out here talking about y'all doing it for yourselves, but who are you really doing it for? Because if your body shape was the preferable body shape, I'm sure you wouldn't change anything about it.
Right. They wouldn't. If you had a shape that was something that guys was into all of a sudden, because like, here's a perfect example. Back in the 80s and 90s, most men were into big breasts.
Yeah.
But still a small frame.
Right.
So most people were getting breast jobs.
Yep.
And then like probably in the 70s, it was the skinny girl, like just skinny.
Yeah.
Because it was like the model look. So everybody was on diets,
and it's because of the daggone clothes too that they wore. The bell bottoms just look better on a thin frame. Yeah.
So that's what was in at the time. But somehow this generation has gotten to the point where when you have a trend or a certain look, everybody got to run and get it. So then all y'all look alike. Like, why do you want to look like everybody else? Like to me, that's so boring to have a room full of women with the same ass and the same titties.
But you know what? You only see
where's the preferences?
I hate to say this shit too, but it's only fucking in Atlanta that you go in the room and most of the women have the same body. Yeah. And in Miami too. Mm-hmm. I think Miami and Atlanta is the two top.
And
places.
Houston, Texas is like that too.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But in Texas is more known to be natural because everything's bigger in Texas.
Okay, that's
so they women are big women.
They just
anyway.
big bone,
they got like
big.
But in Atlanta, it's like if you don't have an ass, you really ain't pulling nothing.
Because I'm gonna tell you, I moved here from Baltimore, and it was not a trend in Baltimore for women. Now most women, like I got my girlfriend Tiffany. Tiffany always to me, I'll be like you, naturally snatched, because Tiffany was always naturally snatched. But it's not it's not common to see it like you see it here in Atlanta. Like in Atlanta, and Miami too. Because when we went to Miami for our girls trip,
it didn't used to be common though, because I grew up here and I used to always be the one that stood out.
Because
and always,
of your shape.
Because I just naturally had this shape.
Yeah.
But now it's like it's so normal to see that. You know,
and people be like, "Oh, well, I wonder if
now,
she's natural."
And now,
but now people wonder,
and now it's the opposite. Now everybody
right?
assuming that I've had work done because everybody walking around looking
never
like.
Thought about that.
Yeah, I get that a lot. What you got done? Who is your doctor? I'm like, no, baby, Jesus is my doctor.
Right, God.
Like, girl, no, this came from my mama. Like
right. My mama got this shit
by nobody. But people assume that now because it's so normal to see. Everybody,
especially
with the
here,
same
I tell you, everybody
shape.
Got the same shape.
And it's
either
so
little
annoying.
Legs, a big old booty, or they got the whole,
but my legs match mine.
Yours match everything.
Over here.
You say ain't no little legs over here. But it's sad that as women, that we got to go through extreme measures. Men ain't out here getting penis implants, baby.
Exactly.
Men are not out here. When you tell them they got a small penis, they ain't running.
They gonna go ahead and move on to the next one, and let the other one try to deal with.
Look, what they do? They just find a woman with a smaller vagina because your vagina too big.
Or they'll just find a woman that's gonna put up with it.
Oh,
because the majority of them, the majority of men that have small penises got good money. Oh, have you ever noticed that? The majority of them that have small penises have good money. So they'll find a woman that'll put up with it because they're going to be able to take care of you in a lot of other areas. So they don't get like insecure about the fact that because their pockets is large. Their
penis ain't got to be large, but their pocket is large.
The ones that go to school and make a good living be the ones that have a small penis. But
so would you sacrifice money over penis size?
No.
Yeah, me neither. I don't think I could do it. Sorry, I don't think I could do it, y'all.
I mean, but that's why I make sure as a woman I'm secure enough with myself and with my own money that I'm not gonna compromise me being enjoying myself because you got money.
Yeah, that's true.
That's another reason why a woman needs to always have her own bag.
There are penis transplants happening today.
Yeah,
you don't hear about these men running out here to get their penises done. Like women are running out here to get their boobs, their butt snatched, their waist snatched. Like, ladies, at the end of the day, I mean, what are you getting? You know what I'm saying?
You're getting a medical bill down the line because something gonna start not moving right no more.
Oh man!
Just imagine, because at a certain age, you start losing collagen in your skin. So your skin ain't gonna be able to hold them butt shots up like that.
I didn't even think about that.
Because if you look at like older women, back from the 80s and 90s, the ones that are much older now that got implants, you can tell the way their chest sits. That it's just like two big rocks
hard.
now.
Yeah, it look hard.
And the skin is just being pulled in so many, like it's just.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're right, because the skin does thin.
It's gonna get thinner because you're gonna lose collagen as you get older. So all of that stuff you doing to your body is not gonna be able to handle that kind of excess unnatural weight on you. That's not going to age with your body.
That's why they said some women talk about after they have had it done and as they get older, their backs hurt.
And they have to get them pulled out.
Lower back pain, all that stuff. But I don't understand. Like, women, we always running to change ourselves to satisfy somebody else. And although these women are saying that they're doing it for themselves, in actuality, you're not really doing it for yourself.
Because if it's for yourself, you'll do things to enhance what you're already working with. That's when you do it for yourself. You work with what you got.
I agree.
Yeah.
So what do you think as women mature? Because I know I've heard a lot of Black Chyna one. She said that she, as she's going through this journey to have all this stuff removed. She's a beautiful girl, by the way. Was pretty before doing any work to herself. She's always been a beautiful girl. You know what I'm saying? When she first started with her hair products and all that stuff, I always thought she was pretty. And then she went and got this stuff, and it made her look like a bird. Didn't she look like a bird?
No, she looked like that little doll from what's that scary movie when you got to figure out how to get out the room.
I don't know what movie. I don't watch scary movies, baby.
You know the scary movie where the guy the dog be riding on a tricycle, and he got the little things drawn on his cheeks. And you gotta try to.
I know which one you're talking about. You gotta try to get out of the room. Yeah, what is that called? I forgot what it's called, but I know what you're talking about. Saw,
yeah. Saw. That's how her face.
Her cheekbones was just sitting. And I always thought Black Chyna's a pretty girl. But as you mature, she was also talking about not being on OnlyFans anymore. And I know that Alexis Sky was talking about, she's another one that's had like plastic surgery and all that stuff done, talking about as she's maturing, like she's becoming more of a spiritual person and doesn't want to do things the way she was doing it, meaning not getting her money the way she was doing it before. She wanted to do things a little bit different. So what do you think? Like, what causes that change, that maturity to come? I mean, because I want to say they probably in their 30s, right?
Yeah, they in their 30s, but I think it's the maturity. And I remember I heard Chyna say something when she was talking about that, she was like, it's time for me to just pass the torch to the younger girls and move out the way.
Okay.
It's maturity. They getting to the point where they realizing I'm at an age where, you know, how much longer it's like the old strippers. How much longer can you do this?
Yeah.
Like your body might still be intact, but at some point you mature and your mind supposed to get to a point where I don't even have to do this. I can find other ways that's a lot less stressful on my body and a lot less demanding of attention.
Right.
To, you know, secure me as far as a living. But to me, like, they making millions on OnlyFans. So that's a big thing to say, I'm going to just come off and just
that's a
change
lot of
my
money.
life. That's a big life change. But, I mean, they made a lot of money already, so why not? I think it's a perfect time to come off. Come off before you get any more scandals.
Right. Or just show your toes on there. Men have a fetish.
Yeah, feet. I need to find somebody who want to see some feet.
I know. I thought about getting on OnlyFans for my feet because I said I got nice feet.
Right, I don't mind showing my toes.
I don't mind showing my toes, but anything else, I'm not
if
gonna
you want to
show.
see some feet. But anyway. But yeah, it's good to see them doing it publicly. I think that's great of them both to be like, you know, basically speaking up and saying, look, this ain't all this cracked up to be. After a minute, you're going to get tired of all that extra stuff you put in your body. Stuff.
And women, we have to realize that at the end of the day, ladies, we are the prize. Mm-hmm. We choose. Yes. Men don't choose us. We choose them. Mm-hmm. Okay, and this is an older auntie telling you that, baby, y'all, men, don't let no man fool you into thinking that he's choosing you, because he is not choosing you. You are choosing him. Right. What do you feel about that?
I think they have a way of making you feel like you just one in a barrel full of choices that they have. But at the end of the day, choose your other choice. Don't choose me. Because I'm not competing
if
with
you have a choice, go ahead and choose that.
Go choose the other one. Don't choose me, because I'm not gonna compete. I'm gonna be me, and you either leave it, you take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it. What
I'm not running no type of competition with another woman for not one man.
But see, the thing is that all men ain't transparent. They're not gonna tell you that it's more than you.
No, but their actions, the way they talk to you, the way they treat you. The way to me, sometimes the way they try you is them trying to say, well, if you don't do it, somebody gonna do it. Well, you go get that somebody. Get somebody else to do it. Because it ain't worth it. It just.
You right though. You right. But it's like a lot of times women think that we are, you know, that the man is never a prize. Mm-mm. Never. And you.
Well, I ain't gonna say they never the prize. Hold on. We got to really understand what we mean when we say the women are the prize. The women are the prize because we are givers of life. We are the foundation of any type of success, any home, and of a home.
If you bring us in,
and we're the foundation of your health as a man. I wouldn't go so far to say that a man is never the prize, because he can be my prize. Yeah. But I'm not gonna set myself aside to feeling like I don't deserve you. Right. It's never going to be that type of situation.
Okay. Because you know, men will do that to
right,
you too.
Right, because men will make you feel like they're doing you a favor.
Like they higher quality than you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Never that.
I always say, men, y'all can have a whole bunch of hoes. Mm-hmm. A whole bunch. Quantity, definitely a lot out there.
Right, nothing on quality.
Baby.
Nothing on
there
the quality.
You go. That's what I'm about to say.
Quality.
Quality. All day, every day. Can you find a woman of quality? It's a lot of us out here, but how many quality women can you find? A woman that truly got herself together, mentally, physically, emotionally is together, has her own stuff, and that can really contribute. Because a woman, I feel like in a partnership, a man and women have to contribute to each other.
That's why I was saying that he can't be a prize for you, but at the same time, this is a partnership. You're not coming to save me. I don't need to be saved.
I don't need to be saved, baby.
Like, you do have women out there that's out here looking to be saved. That's looking for somebody to come in, swoop in, and start taking care of me and my kids. Never that over here. Because at the end of the day, like I said, a woman is the foundation of a home, of health, and of prosperity, basically. So I'm not going to be somewhere waiting on a man to come in and do nothing for me. Like, I want you to come in and add to this happiness.
Me,
not create it.
Right.
Because we're going to be happiness for each other.
Absolutely,
you're not.
I agree.
No, he can't consider himself a prize over me. No.
And see, that's what some men do. That I dated a guy that didn't have any children, never been married, but there was an immaturity level to him, like very immature. But he used to always say, "Girl, I'm the prize." Like at the end of the day, I don't have no kids. I ain't never been married. And I was like,
I don't know how
what makes you think you the prize?
Right, how you see that as a good thing?
That's what I said too, because you're immature. I mean, his growth, like you could tell, like, because I feel like men that have children are more mature in a sense. They know how to handle certain situations. They can communicate a little bit better, I think. With him, like I noticed a lot of immaturity. Like you don't want to communicate. When you get upset, you get anxiety, you kind of just back off, kind of get ghost for a little while, and then you come back, and then you think it's like I'm supposed to be receiving.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, you got some issues you need to work through. You might be a prize because
To
you don't have kids.
To somebody, but not over here. Not a healthy woman. You ain't a prize to a woman that's healthy, like healthy mindset, healthy body, and got her own thing going on. You're not a prize to somebody like that. You a prize to somebody who needs somebody like you that ain't got no attachments, so you can come in and help me with mine.
Right.
That's the type of man that a woman would feel like, oh, he's a catch because I got all this over here that I need help with, and he ain't got no real responsibilities other than himself. So
Right.
then, yeah,
So
he
he
looked
know
like
how-
looked like a prize.
Yeah,
but
that's
all of that immaturity that come with that man not having no responsibilities outside of himself, that means he's
Baby.
most likely very selfish,
Very much.
want his way all the time, and is very controlling.
Yep.
Because he don't know nothing outside
He asked
of
me
him.
where I want to go eat, but he would pick the restaurant and be like, "Oh, we're gonna go here," because that's how. But indirectly, that's how he would be, and I would be
Right.
like, "Dude, you just picked the restaurant. You gonna ask me to dinner, but you just picked the restaurant." But that just shows you
That control,
that's
yeah.
controlling. You want to control everything.
Because he's selfish.
Yeah,
He ain't never had
selfish
to.
in all kinds of ways, baby. You know who you are. You know you out
know
there.
who
You
you
know who you
are.
are, baby. But that's true. But a lot of times, like you said, there's a lot of men out here. There's a lot of hurt men too.
Yeah.
It's
And
a lot
they-
of hurt women. It's a lot of hurt men.
And we end up trying to make each other pay for those wounds, or make the next person cater to those wounds that's been caused by somebody else. And then you want to wonder why. Well, why you so different? Because you putting stuff on me that don't belong to me. I'm not the one that hurt you. I'm not the one that cheated on you. Now, yeah, in any relationship takes patience, but it's only so much you can throw on somebody else because of what the last person did. That's why I believe you shouldn't be dating until you have gotten over
Healed
what you're
from
coming
that.
out of.
Yeah, I
And I don't like to use the word healed because healing is a continuous process.
Yeah.
So we all healing because we all learning lessons as we go.
You're
and it's
right. I
hurting
didn't think
those
about
other,
it that way. That's a
yeah,
good.
and we taking something from each lesson to fix the things that
Were broken
ain't gonna be
or just, yeah.
everything ain't gonna come back together like that. It takes
Right.
time. Everything take time, and all those lessons are just used to
That's
support what we're trying to do as far as healing ourselves,
Right.
but not. When people say don't come to me until you heal, nobody's ever completely healed. That's just like people saying I'm grown. No, you're growing because we constantly
We're
growing.
constantly growing.
We're never
Yeah.
finished growing.
No,
we're never
you're
finished
right.
growing. So we never really grown.
Right.
We just growing.
Yeah.
And we learn something every day. It's people who in their 60s and 70s still learning something.
Yeah.
So it's not
And everything.
It's never,
everything in life is a lesson.
right. So
Everything
it's never
is a lesson.
infinite. We're
never a loss, a lesson in everything. Because some
Right,
people
it's
think
never
I've experienced
finale,
loss.
I mean.
No, it's not a finale to
Right.
it. You experienced a lesson and not a loss. Because
Right.
a lot of times when you think you coming out of a relationship, you're like, oh my God, I lost
No,
the
it's
love
a
of my
lesson
life.
you
It's
took
a
out of that.
lesson that
Yeah.
you take away from
and
everything.
I think you repeat certain patterns until you learn the lesson. So you end up dating this one type of guy and he do you wrong, and then you move on to somebody else and he do you wrong too. That's because you ain't learned the lesson that you were supposed to learn with that last
that's
one.
deep, yeah.
So it's gonna continuously be like a big cycle of why I keep choosing these same type of men.
People say that too. People
Because
say
you're
that.
not learning the lesson from what happened with the last one. You're doing the same thing with the next one, so the next one gonna do the same type of shit to you. Because I'm sorry, I ain't supposed to
Type
talk
of shit. No, say what you mean and mean what you say.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you're not learning your lesson.
Absolutely.
You're not getting the lesson out of the pain. The pain you going through supposed to be a lesson in that pain.
Absolutely.
And you're supposed to use that pain to heal certain parts. So the next time somebody present themselves, you know what to look for.
You know what the flag
because
is.
you had a lesson from that last one, and you're going to take that lesson and apply it. Now, that don't mean you're going to take that lesson and make that person pay for what the last person did. It just means I'm going to use what I learned, and I'm going to choose a little bit wiser. So I ain't continuously choosing the same type of guy every single time and then wondering why all these niggas the same. No, you're the common denominator.
That's what it said. I was reading something today, and it says, somebody that I know posted, it says if you come out the relationship and it's the same result, it's because you're the problem.
Right.
You're the problem.
Right.
So I was like,
I mean, they might have did something to add to
right.
it, but the issue that you're having still starts with here. It starts with yourself.
Yeah. That's true, because it's
Put
a lot.
yourself in
It's a
certain
lot of
situations.
insecurities out here. It's a lot. I mean, but like you said, there's red flags in everybody and everything. You gotta pay attention to them red flags, because I feel like a lot of times we like, oh, he's such a wonderful
And we
person.
overlook stuff because we wanted to be
he drives
something.
a nice car.
Right.
He got his own house, and guess what? His ass is messed up too.
There's a lot of stuff behind all of that.
A lot of stuff. And tell me, what do you think then? Because for me, I feel like I need a man that can, because, I'm Latina. I'm a little extra sometimes, a little aggressive.
A little spicy.
Yeah, a little spicy. I need you to be able to say, go over there and sit down. So for me, I know I need an alpha male.
Right.
But I need a man that's confident, not cocky, but just confident in who he is. And just know that this is me. You got to be able to take me as, like you said, take me as you see me, and know that this is who I am as a female.
Right.
I don't think it makes me masculine, because a lot of men say women have that masculine aura about them, but I don't think that that's the case.
I believe, first, I believe we all have some masculine to us because we have testosterone too. Our levels just aren't as high as a man's testosterone, but we carry testosterone.
Never thought about it
too.
that way.
So yeah, we might have a little masculinity in us, but you got to think about why is this person more masculine than the next. That female most likely had to do a lot of things for herself. So your masculinity stands up when you have to be that type of woman that's based on survival, based on taking care of myself, taking care of my kids. I got to do what I got to do. So I ain't got no male partner here, so I got to live both roles. I got to be feminine and masculine. My masculinity might take over a little bit more than the next because I got a lot more stuff I got to handle.
Absolutely.
And I can't be no soft woman right now.
No.
And I think everybody has an opportunity to have that era in their life where they can be soft, but it takes a real man to come in and step in and allow me to push that dominance part about me back.
Right.
Now, it don't mean you can't, because I believe there's alpha men and alpha women. But alpha women, when they come into the presence of an alpha man, we know how to submit.
Yeah.
Because two alphas can't exist in one place.
And I'd rather
constantly.
I don't want to be an alpha female,
right?
To you, my man.
Most
you know
alpha,
what I'm saying?
you can't really be an alpha female
girl,
to an alpha man unless that man is a beta.
Okay, he's a beta. That's what I was gonna say.
Because some men will claim they alphas,
but they're not.
You can't be an alpha if you in a room with others and you back down. You're not an alpha.
No,
you might want to be. You might carry some of the characteristics of one, but a real alpha man gonna stand up regardless.
Oh yeah, he's gonna stand up to his woman and to, yeah.
So when it comes to a woman, I can be an alpha female amongst other females, but amongst a man, I'm not gonna be an alpha woman because he's the alpha.
So yeah,
and only one is really gonna be able to exist. You don't coexist. Two alphas can't coexist. It's gonna always be button heads.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, but yeah, I align more with alpha males because I need that dominance.
I need structure.
Right. I need the dominance and I need
structure and discipline.
I need the discipline
in my life.
And I know how to, submit to one and treat them like a king. I'm all of that. But that's stuff you earn. You ain't gonna walk through my door and be, giving no commands. No. Right now, this is my domain.
I gotta try you out. I gotta see how you are. I gotta see how you are in your surroundings,
right,
around your people. I need you to see how I am around my people, my kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then until you to the point where you taking some of this load off of me because of the reason that I have to be alpha, or the reason I have to have a little extra testosterone because I'm taking care of me in all aspects.
Yeah.
So until you step in those areas, I'm not backing down. No.
Can you pay some of these bills? Is that then?
Right. I mean,
it's not even bills,
right,
but it's just,
not even. It's
you know
not
what?
a
It's a lot
requirement.
of men out here that don't. I hate
You
to
don't
say
have
this,
to
but they
ask.
don't. You don't have to ask them. They automatically do.
They
I mean,
step
I
in
dated
that
a
way.
guy like that. I mean, I have my own house. My yard ain't tiny. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I had to just send somebody over here to cut my grass. And I
Right.
was just like, wow, I'm so appreciative because at the end of the day, I was cutting my own grass. And
Yeah,
I was
me
like,
too.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? When you're a woman and you got your own stuff, you always
That's
trying
how-
to
and that's
find
why
a
you
man
end
that's
up-
going to take care of you like that. And it don't have to be financial all the time. It could be
It's
just
somebody that's gonna make it easier for me.
Exactly.
Because we don't want to be masculine.
No.
I don't know. I mean, if you're a woman that enjoys being a woman, you don't want to be masculine. You don't want to be hard.
No.
But when you don't have a choice and it's part of your survival, you're gonna do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
So I'm not looking for a man to come in and save me because I can take care of me
Yeah.
at the end of the day. Like, I'm gonna always be able to do that because
Yeah.
that's just what I do and that's what I've always been doing.
Right.
But I can't never say I would love for a man to come in and say, you know what, I got this. Anything you want to pay, you can pay, but I got this. I would love that.
Yeah.
Because of the type
I'm
of
gonna assume
stress
my
that's
wifely
going to take off
duties
of
and
me.
do
Right.
what I need
That's
to
going
do.
to take all kind of stress off of me. So then what I got time to do nothing but please you because you taking
Exactly.
care of me. So I'm going to make sure you good. Like, we going to make sure you good.
And that's how
all
that
the
dude
way.
did me. He was like, I want to take you out on Saturday. I was like, Saturdays, I cut my grass. I'm out there cutting my grass. I'm trimming my bush. I was like, I can't. He was like, send me the address. And I was shocked. He sent some dudes over here to cut my grass. And I was like, wow. He really want to take me out on Saturday. Because I told him Saturdays is my day. That's the effort
That's
right
the real
there.
effort that we be looking for, especially
But that's an
established
alpha
women.
man that come in there and
Right.
just be like, I'm going to take care of this because I'm trying to see you.
Right, and that's to me, that's that real effort. I get tired of people sending me stuff like, "What you doing? Where you at? Why?
Right. What you going to do?
Why you want to know what I'm doing and what I'm at? Are you what you?
That's what they say. Men just texting you out there.
Yeah, I don't like that. I hate that. I loathe people asking me questions when it ain't none of your business because you not. What you finna do to make what I'm doing better?
Yeah.
You got what?
You asking me for what?
Right. And then don't ask to take me out and then ask me where I want to go. No, you get a plan
You
together.
playing together. Let me tell you, I appreciate a man. Let me tell you, because women want to go out on dates.
Yes.
They do want to be,
Yeah, we want to be. We want.
We wanna feel
We say
feminine.
we don't want it, but we want that fairy tale courtship. We want to feel like,
Take me
oh,
out on
I want to
dates.
go
Let's
out
fly
with you.
out of town. Let's.
Want you to dress up. Like, let me dress up for you. Let's do something to where we can go
Absolutely.
out and just enjoy ourselves and have a good time together somewhere.
Absolutely.
Every woman really wants that, but at the end of the day, we're not all sitting around waiting for that.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna get dressed up and I'm gonna go out
We gonna go out by
with each other
ourselves
and by
all
myself
the time
because I'm not gonna sit
Absolutely.
around and wait on it. But every woman
And it's
wants
not
that.
because the options aren't there. For me, we go out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we
do.
enjoy. We having our best life, y'all. This is gonna be
It's
the
gonna
greatest
be
summer.
a lit summer.
It's
Like,
gonna be a great summer. But the whole thing is, it's not because we can't have a man, but I don't like to lead a man on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to lead you on to think that something is going to happen.
Right.
And it's not going to happen.
But that's why it's great to be a woman that is out. Like, if you're a woman out here dating, already have yourself established. I think that goes for men and women. Don't be out here dating and you can't even really take care of yourself. Because now you finna be somebody's problem. You finna be somebody's bill. So that's a difference between...
men will date. Well, men will date with no money.
Exactly. And
They'll
that's,
try to
me,
date
that's
with
so
no money.
backwards. That's so backwards. Like, why? Like, I had to tell my son, he's 21. I was like, don't be out here trying to take girls out and you can't even really afford to take care of yourself right now. Just enjoy life. Do things that you ain't got to go nowhere because you can't afford to spend money on nobody. So don't pull
Right.
somebody out of the dating game and try to make them commit to you, and you can't even take care of yourself
exactly.
yet. Like, that's not fair to the other person.
It's
so
not.
I still don't think women or men should be out here dating if you are barely taking care of yourself. If you cannot afford to take care of yourself
Or
yet,
take yourself
just
out.
wait. Like, it's no rush.
it's
You
no
can still
rush.
be out here having fun in the club, but don't try to make nobody commit to you, and you know you're not in a situation where you can help that
that's
other
financially,
person.
mentally, emotionally.
You ain't even in a space yet. Like,
I appreciate
get
that
yourself
more from a
together.
man to
Yeah.
tell me transparency is key. Like, if you come to me and tell me, hey, I'm not in a position like mentally to date you. I just came out of something. Instead of just stringing you along, or
Right.
because I don't think we hoes when we come out of stuff. Are we hoes when we come out of stuff?
We can be.
'Cause men are
but
hoes
I
when
think
they come out of
everybody done
stuff.
had a. You know what I was thinking
We
about
all
the
have
other
a
night?
whole moment.
I was wondering. I think all people have whole phases. So I be wondering.
But
like,
I think men have whole
they
phases
have
more
whole-
than women.
Yeah, they have whole faces throughout their whole life. It ain't even no phase for them. It's just a way of life.
Yeah, okay, that's
But
what it
I
is.
think women, we have our phases where I'm just gonna do what I want to do.
I just wanna do me.
I ain't gonna hurt nobody's feelings. I'm gonna let them know what it is up front.
Baby, I tell
and
them
it is what
like
it
this.
is.
This summer, I'm gonna be a serial dater. I'm just gonna be out here,
Just out here doing
serial
what-
dating a whole bunch of people until I find that right one. Because at the end of the day, like, I'm not committed to nobody. You
Right.
ain't committed to nobody. Why not have fun? And that
As
doesn't
long as
mean
you ain't
sleeping
hurting
around.
nobody.
And that doesn't mean
that.
that.
Don't necessarily mean that. 'Cause
No.
to me, a date don't always equate to me having this. No,
Sleep with
you
you,
wanted to get to
exactly.
know me, so let's go somewhere and eat. And I'm the type of person where I don't expect.
And fellas,
a
I ain't
man-
gotta eat. Take me somewhere where we can walk and exercise.
Well, yeah,
and-
you can go to
I like
play
stuff
golf,
like that,
little
play
stuff like
golf.
that.
Yeah, I want to do something
Like,
active. Like,
you
I
don't-
appreciate that even more.
You don't have to be. It don't have to always be a situation where he has to have enough money to always pay. Like, I'm
willing to pay
I'm the type,
sometimes.
yeah, I'm the type of
you
female
know what?
that
It's
I
a lot of
be like, I got it.
females that will not.
No,
females.
I will. I'll be
Ladies
like, I
do
got
not
it.
want to pay.
It's
They
on
be
me.
like,
I'll be like, I want to take you somewhere, and I
I do
it'll be
that
on
too.
me.
Like, if I invite a guy out, I'm paying because I'm inviting you out. If I
Right.
say, come on, let's go get some coffee, I'm gonna pay for the coffee and the donuts or whatever else you want to order. Like, at the end of the day, I asked you to come on, let's go get some coffee. But there's a lot of women
Who
I bet you,
refuse.
they refuse
They
to pay it
refuse.
under any circumstance. I guess it goes back to them being the prize though, because
No,
at the end of
because
the day, is
you,
that what it
to me,
is?
it probably is how they think. But to me, if you like who you're talking to and you're courting, and you respect him and he respects you, every now and then you can do something for him.
Yeah, I think
That
so
shows
too.
appreciation.
When
to
I
me.
love you, I love you. I'm in
Right.
deep. I'm going. When I go shopping, I might buy you a little something. If you know what I'm saying. If it's
Yeah, I don't know about
Valentine's
that.
Day,
I don't know about that. Not right away. Not right away.
No, definitely
We talking
not.
about dating.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about in a
But
relationship.
Tiffany,
Like,
you
in a
come on,
relationship,
yes,
I
you
would.
would.
In a
Yeah,
relationship,
okay.
I
In a
would. I would buy him
relationship,
something.
exactly.
But not if we dating. I'm not buying you nothing.
no, because I might be
you
dating
food.
several people.
Right.
And I'm not trying to buy all of y'all stuff because I like stuff.
Exactly. So I might offer to pay for the date
Right.
that time, or be like, let's go do this. Or
Right.
I might gift you a book, but I'm not out here shopping for you and we just dating.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I'm not that type of female.
She
I'm
said,
not that type of
nah,
woman. No. Because
I
want
like
you to get
stuff
used
though.
to it.
So if y'all want to send me a little gift, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take a little gift here and there.
But yeah, y'all men got to get it together with, being out here dating and wanting to get involved with a female, and you're not ready.
You're not
To
ready.
me, that take a lot of maturity to just be like, look, you know what? I thought I was ready to get out here, and I'm not. I'm still getting over. Do that. Like,
Yeah.
I respect that more than a man acting like he got it or acting like he ready for something, and then, at the end we mad because you don't know how to act, and it's
No, you don't
start
know how to
blaming it on
communicate.
what
You don't
you're
know how to
going
treat
through.
somebody.
Yeah.
And my thing is that I always say my reaction is because of your actions.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get mad at me because I'm reacting to how you're behaving. I always feel like, a man, and I hate to say this, fellas, because I'm not saying all men are like this, but some men will push it back on you as though you're the problem. And I'm like, I ain't the problem, buddy. You are. Is it just me? Because
No,
I feel
I
like
mean-
I'm not the problem. You are. Because if I come to you as a woman and say, yo, this bothers me, you shouldn't get offended or upset because that's all part of being in a relationship, right?
That's
Being
a
able to say,
communication
"This
issue. He got problems
communicating.
Because you got to deflect what I'm saying back onto me because you don't want to deal with what I'm saying. You got a problem with communicating.
You're not, and I feel like you're not being heard. You're not listening. I'm not being heard.
Right.
At the end of the day.
And to me, that's enough to be like, this ain't gonna work because I can't even tell you
how I
what
feel.
I have an issue with without
Women
you.
are emotional. We would like to express how we feel, and at the end of the day, if you don't get that,
say something, right?
A lot of times, a lot of men are not receiving of what. They take it
like
as criticism.
They don't like
it. Why does everything have to? And it's not being critical because I think if you're being critical, it's in your tone and how you're speaking to them, right?
That ego. They don't like to feel like they being told something, especially if they're alpha male. They don't want to be told.
Oh, is that what it is?
But I mean, majority of them feel that way. But alpha male in particular will deflect and get immediately defensive if you say something about something they're doing and they don't want to acknowledge it or take accountability for it.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
not taking accountability. You just said it. Accountability for your behavior or how you...
Or whatever you're doing that bothers me. Like, and it might not be something you know that you're doing consciously, so that's why I'm bringing it to you. But it shouldn't turn into you feeling attacked because I brought it up.
Right.
That's
or I'm wrong because
back.
I'm bringing it up. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? I don't like that shit. Man looking at you like you the one. No, I'm not the one. You're the one because you don't know how to take
right.
criticism.
And until you can get to the point where you're mature enough to discuss what I got an issue with, then I'll holler.
You ain't the one.
Right. I'll holler at you.
That's it. Okay, now let's get into some. Since it's Women's National History, it's Women's History Month. It's International Women's Day is one day, which is March the 8th, but it's Women's History Month.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about some things that I found an article and I thought it was interesting. It talked about things that you can do to celebrate Women's History Month.
Okay.
So I thought that was pretty interesting. It was a whole article on the things that women can do to actually celebrate other women. What do you think about that?
I think that's...
You
know what's funny about that? Well, I ain't going to go into that. 'Cause I was going to bring something up that's a horrible thing that's happening right now. That just like really messes up the whole fact that we in Women's History Month.
What happened?
It's not horrible, but it's like the SWV and Escape thing. The way these two
these two women groups, and not only that, the Tamar Braxton and Candy Burrs thing, and it's Women's History Month.
And it's Women's History Month, so it's like the worst time for all of this to be happening. They butting heads.
One saying that they're a bigger headliner than the other,
and they don't want to share the purse. They don't want to split the purse down the middle because then the other ones feel like they're not getting paid what they usually would be getting paid. But it's like, why not do this for the fans? Because the fans would love to see you both in concert. And then just do it like, one of those concerts where they perform, y'all perform. They perform. Like, it don't have to be a whole 30 minutes for them first and then a whole...
That's a great
idea.
Just
each one do a couple
just like
songs.
When they do the battles.
Yeah,
what are the battles that they do
like
on
verses.
The verses?
Yeah.
Why they can't do a verses?
But it wouldn't be a verses because y'all are together, but at the same time, make it something that's for Women's History Month. You filming, your show is broadcast right at this time.
At this moment,
So to see them on there going head to head, and they two women groups. It's just like, why would y'all be tearing each other down like this? Beautiful black women
just tearing each other down.
And it's like, it's not even necessary.
They're lessening their quality of the woman because they're going back and forth.
And they worried about the money. It's for them, it's about the business. But at some point, you got to be able to sit that business aside and say, look, we all women.
Black women.
We want to do this for our fans.
Exactly.
So let's just make this work. We'll do what we got to do with the purse or whatever, but let's just make this work because the fans would love to see this. But they too busy feeling like, no, this is business. It's so sad to see that.
It is.
And then with Tamar and Candy, like,
I know, like, aren't they friends?
No, they ain't never really been real friends. You know how you have somebody that you used to be cool with, but then y'all get into it, so y'all say y'all don't apologize, but you really don't like that bitch no more. You really, you really just tolerating You really just tolerating her,
right?
Because you ain't really got too many interactions where you got to actually be in the same place at the same time. But then it only takes something small for something to be said. For when I see that bitch, I'm gonna say something. And then she went off on her, and then her husband come in and get in her face.
So
like, to me,
Todd
that's
came
totally,
in. Is that what they were saying? Okay,
so that's
totally
the problem
against
right
that.
now.
That's a problem.
It's
No,
totally,
that's a problem.
It's totally wrong.
No
for
man
any
should
man to step to
ever
a
jump
woman.
in. I don't care. First of all, Candy don't need no defending Todd.
Right.
Because
At
Candy
all.
can hold her own.
Right.
At the
all.
end of the day. I don't know. Candy might even be able to take Tamar at the end of the day.
I don't know. She from College Park.
No, I'm just
so
joking, y'all. Don't
say,
take me serious on that. But what I'm
no,
saying is
she
that
might be able to take her for real, but at the end of the day,
don't
it ain't
need
necessary.
no defending. Because she, but like you said, it's Women's Month. It's Black women, women of color. Like we should be supporting each other.
Yeah.
Not
tearing
challenging
each
one
other
another,
down.
challenging one another, not breaking each other down. At the end of the day, it's our month to celebrate each other.
Yeah.
And I mean, like you said, to be in the same room, those two groups that were so popular back in the 80s and 90s, like,
It's
man,
sad to
that's
see,
sad.
especially for our generation, because we grew up on that music. So for them to be on TV, and they legends to us.
They are legends.
For you to be
Ladies, y'all are legends.
right,
Oh my
for you to be
God.
tainting your image
Yes.
based on it being business, and you don't want to make a compromise. That's so it's like it's not necessary. Like, do it for the fans. Do the right thing for the fans. Don't make it all about money. It shouldn't always be about money. Y'all good. Y'all ain't hurting for nothing.
No.
Do
And
it
then
for your fans.
Escape has been doing a lot of wonderful tour. Like they've been out there. So give SWV the chance to headline.
Well, SWV been touring too. They say they do about 50 shows a year.
Oh, I did
so
not
that's
know
one of the
that.
reasons why Candy is saying, because they do so many shows, the promoters don't want to put that kind of money with them because they feel like the fans are tired of seeing them. We would never be tired of seeing SWV.
Oh,
What do
no,
you mean?
Baby, I love them.
Right.
I would
Like,
love
what
to
do
see
you...
them.
They've had more...
Are they coming to Atlanta? Because we got to go to that.
I don't know.
Oh.
But they've had more hits than Escape.
Yeah.
And Candy and Tiny don't want to acknowledge the record sales because it's not the same now as it used to be back in the day. But you can't treat legends like they ain't nobody because they not doing reality TV.
Right.
They're not out here doing extra drama to stay relevant to this type of generation.
You know what? They were talking about their social
Right.
media following isn't like Candy and Tiny's because
But that's because
Tiny is married to Tip.
Right.
Come on, at the end of the day,
Uh-huh.
Candy's on the Housewives of Atlanta.
So they've
it's
done,
different.
Right. So that's
It's
what I'm saying.
different.
They've done more things in this generation for this generation to recognize them than SWV has.
Right,
But
right.
SWV are international stars. Their stuff went international.
Okay, see, I didn't know that.
Escape, they were
It's
more of a
nationwide,
nationwide.
yeah.
But SWV is an international award-winning group.
Right.
So you can't really discredit them based on
No, you can't.
what social
y'all,
standards are
both
right
of
now.
them,
But
they
I
need
mean,
to get that together because at the end of the day, that's terrible.
They two
Ladies,
great
let's celebrate each
groups.
other. Let's love each other. Let's give each other our props when needed. Always, when you see a beautiful woman, just say, "You look beautiful. I like your shoes. Your hair looks nice." Like
Right.
one thing I could say though, here in Atlanta, women will give you your props.
Yeah, they give you compliments.
They give you
will.
compliments if your clothes, oh, those are nice. Oh, you look so pretty. Oh, your hair is nice. Like anything. I mean, I've been in places where women would just walk up to you and be like, "Oh, your hair's so pretty," or "Oh, I like your jewelry." Like they're so complimentary.
I think that's part of our Southern hospitality, though.
Oh, maybe that's what.
Yeah,
it
I
is.
think that's more of and it is something big that women do down here. Like we won't have a problem saying, "Girl, I like what you got." Where you get that from?
Where you get that from?
You know
Exactly.
that, but I think that's more normal for down here than it is in other places. Because I've been in other places where women would just look you up and down. They might like what you got on, but they're not gonna say nothing to
Won't
you.
say a damn thing about your shoes. I've had women just recently. Where was I going? Oh, I was meeting Davion and them for dinner. It was her sister-in-law, her auntie's birthday. So they was like, "Come out, whatever." Girl, I got out the car. When I tell you it was two girls, I'm gonna say two women of color. I ain't gonna say what they race is, but I got out the car. I had little leather shorts on, boots, a little half shirt. I got out the car. They was like, "Damn!" I was was like, what? I just started laughing. I just looked at them because they caught my attention, and they was just like, you look bad. And then you getting out that car, you really look extra bad. Like, I was like, oh, thank you. They was like, and that was, to me, I was shocked because at first I thought they was going to say something negative because they was like, damn, we see you, we see. So when she said that, I started laughing. They was like, boo, you look good. Like, for real? Gonna do your walk. Come on, we're gonna watch you walk. I said, oh Lord. And I told Davion, and when I got it, I said, damn, these ladies was out there screaming. I was like, girl, they was like, okay, we see you. We see you coming up in here. I was like, I like stuff like that because I'm like that too. I'm very confident. If I see a good looking lady, I'll be like, oh, you look good. Oh, your hair look good. Them shoes is nice. You know, I think that we as women need to compliment each other more.
Right. It's necessary. And then you don't have to be
we
fake
ain't
about
no competition.
it. Right.
This ain't no. I always say with us, it's an array of colors when we come out, right? It's some dark skinned ones, some light skinned ones. You want a brown skinned one, caramel, whatever you want, we got it for y'all.
All
Don't we?
flavors.
We got all flavors over here.
Flavors.
But it's funny because it's never been a time where you ain't pulled somebody, I ain't pulled somebody, Katana ain't pulled somebody. Like, it's always a man out there that like what they like for everybody. It's no need to be in competition with each other. So let's celebrate each other. So some things that we can do to celebrate each other is some activities is watching a documentary on TV about women's equality. And there was some that was, I'm going to pull them up because there was some that I found that I thought was very interesting. That I want to share with you.
I like documentaries.
You do? Yeah, me too. Okay, so it says they actually gave us 22 ways to celebrate Women's History Month.
And who wrote this article? You gotta cite your source.
It's through goodgoodgood.com.
Okay.
That's my source.
Okay.
Did you want me to put that in APA?
No, you don't have to cite
You know what APA is
yeah.
when you have to. Ooh, girl, I remember that about school in school,
Yes.
girl. Okay, so let's see. They had some out here. Ooh, y'all, I might not be able to see because I ain't got my glasses on.
Put your glasses on, Mama.
Activities. Okay, so documentaries. They got Feminists. What were they thinking? That's on Netflix. They have another one, Period, End of Sentence. That's on Netflix. Another woman's documentary.
Okay.
Saudi Women's Driving School. That's on HBO. Gloria in Her Own Words. That's on HBO. And then She's Beautiful When She's Angry. That's on Netflix. So those are some documentaries, ladies, that you could go out there to watch to support National Women's History Month, right?
Okay.
Then they have some books as well. There's a couple books out there that you can read. Let's see some books, y'all. There's We Should All Be Feminists by Ngozi. It's on Amazon. We Should All Be Feminists. A good read, a good book. Oh, Hood Feminism. I said this book I'm going to definitely buy. Hood Feminism, Notes from the Women That a Movement Forgot by Mickey Kendall. And that's on Amazon as well. That's one I do want to read. So there's a couple books out there just to celebrate National Women's History Month. So go out there, you guys, on Amazon and look. And you can even Google it and you'll find some stuff that you can watch or, that really supports women this month. On top of that, adding a podcast. You can add your Ritch Auntie Podcast. Yes. Support women's movement right here.
There you go. Yeah.
So add a podcast. Go out there and look. There's a lot of podcasts out there that you can search as well. Under the Sisterhood is one. The History Chicks. Our Body Politics. If you want to know more about politics, there's podcasts out there about women's equality and politics for women. The Professional Homegirl Podcast. Women's Hour. Girl Boss Radio. And Encyclopedia Womanica. Is another
Womanica.
Womanica. Okay. So that's another podcast. I thought that was interesting. A lot of podcasts. Would you have thought about that? Different podcasts that you can watch?
No.
That talk about politics, women's politics, just different stuff.
No, I knew it was a lot of podcasts out there that are ran by women, but I just never thought to do that to support Women's History Month.
I thought that was cool. Yep. And then just some other stuff to do. The other day you had on a sweatsuit that you wore to the podcast by a woman.
And her...
Is she the woman designer? She designed
She's a designer, and she has a business. Her name is Aligned as Fuck. It's alignedaf.com, and she's on Instagram under alignedaf. And her name is Naima. So shouts out to Naima. She does a lot of great self-love and self-manifestation work for women, for anybody, not just women. But she's a really cool lady. She does a lot of great...
so does she just do clothing and sweatsuits? Is that just fashion?
No, she does candles. She does sage. She does journals. She has her own manifestation journals that she has out. She does a lot. She has a lot going on. Y'all should check her out. Her, like I said, her ad
we're gonna
is
share her Instagram.
Yeah.
She's on Instagram?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll share her Instagram, you guys, in case you want to reach out to Naima and check out her products. Also, just shop from different women.
Women's businesses,
Women's businesses. Let's support each other by shopping different women's businesses. Like for myself, I know my artist she's a Black artist, local artist here in Atlanta. A lot of her paintings are women's faces and flowers. It's beautiful stuff she got going on. Michelle Pruner, she's on IG. I'm gonna share her page as well. So just go out there and just shop women's clothing. Any designers out there you could think of on Instagram?
Merz Swag.
Oh, Merz.
It's a great boutique.
Okay.
She's out of Florida, but she has some great clothes. Also, one that's here, their name is it just escaped me. We'll post some
different designers and
women's
stuff.
Things.
Even jewelry and stuff like that too. I have when I went to Puerto Rico, Armadura is the brand. It's a Puerto Rican owned by two females, and they do all kinds of jewelry, beautiful stuff. Support them. I'm gonna share their Instagram as well. They got some nice stuff. Bronze, that you into bronze. I bought some pieces from them. Very, very nice pieces from these girls. So definitely check them out as well. Make sure you support women this month. We're going to continue next week. I'm not going to tell you what is coming, but it's going to have to do with money.
Okay.
And how you deal with your money.
Some financial
literacy that we all need. Yes, because at the end of the day, I know I spend a lot of money. I could probably do better with saving.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Me too.
Because I need to start doing the budget all over again. We at that point, especially with taxes. I don't never get no refund no more. I hate that. Like, it's just so annoying.
I'm gonna tell you this in secret. Send it to the tax guy. Y'all ain't need to hear that. I'll hook you up.
Yeah,
anyway,
you
want to know why Trump ain't paying taxes? Because he know my tax guy. That's why.
Well, then I need to know your tax guy.
Get you in contact with my tax guy. He's the best tax man in the land of Georgia. Let me tell you. So anyway, I'm gonna hook you up with that. Y'all support that business too. That was a man's business.
It's
we
okay.
ain't gonna support
we
you.
Talking about taxes. We playing
Vince, but we need to pay our
Uncle
taxes,
Sam.
baby. So we coming to you to get that done. Once again, you guys, thank you. Ritch Aunties Podcast. Tiffany, thank you. This is my last weekend that you support me, boo.
I had a good time, though.
You did? All right. That's what's up. Trina will be back on Sunday coming up, and we will be talking about financial matters. So stay excited. Stay tuned. Make sure that you like, follow, and share the Ritch Auntie Podcast on YouTube, on Instagram, and we are on Facebook under Ritch Aunties. Deuces. Have a good evening.
Peace out.